Today we're working on another staff lesson. Today we'll be turning, different ways to turn. We were doing the walking lines. I'll do a quick recap of the walking lines that we did. We did 5 walking lines, and I thought that instead of just going right into the freeform walking lines, we would learn some turns so that you can kind of go back and forth. There's numerous ways that you can turn, but I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 really simple ones to get you started, and then as the staff lessons progress, we'll go into the more complicated versions of the same turns. If you're just joining us, all the staff work is part of Kuo Lien Ying's staff curriculum. And Kuo Lien Ying, of course, was well known for bringing Guanping Tai Chi to America, legendary master. But his staff work was not brought down through some of the various lineages, so it's a very rare form, actually. And this YouTube channel is one of the few channels that will be covering his staff form. So we'll go on from there. So we'll do a quick review of the 5 staff walking lines. First one was a full step with the swing. The second one was 2 strikes with a half step. So it looks like this. Third one was stepping with a strike on the opposite side to get comfortable with that opposite side strike. The fourth one was 2 strikes with a step on that second strike. And the last one was 3 strikes with a step on the third strike, very similar to the first line. Okay. So now we're going to work on a method to do the turn so you can do your lines back and forth. On this particular turn, you're going to end up with the staff on the same side as your leg forward. So if you end up on this side, then just go ahead and take an extra stroke so you're ending up in this position, which would be the easiest. So in this position here, you're going to pivot your foot like a 90 degrees, come in and strike. Again, from here, pivot, come in, strike. Pivot, come in, strike. So you want to wait till your root on the step here to do the swing. If you do the swing too soon, like this, with the time that you turn, you're going to lose that power because, again, the basic Kung Fu principle is root, waist, body, shoulders, arms, and weapon. So again, waiting for that turn to happen and then creating the power base for the strike is very important. So from here, the easiest way to learn this move is do your pivot first, coming through the center, and then strike. Pivot, coming through the center, let your body torque, create the swing. Because one of the other important principles within this turn is coming through the center. That's a very important basic Kung Fu principle because the center is where change can happen. So by going through the center, we can pivot in a different direction. So from here, as they come in, not only can I go back in this direction, but I can from here turn. From here, turn. From here, turn back. Here, 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 and then turn back. So coming in through the center allows you the ability to change, because the center is where change can happen. So one more time on this simple exercise. Here, pivot. Here. Here, pivot. So let's take this one extra step. So we're going to do to turn, pivot, and 2 steps and strike. So it's going to look like this. Here, pivot, 1, 2. Okay, so we'll end up on the opposite side. So again, same side, opposite side. Same side, pivot, 1, 2. Strike. Okay, pivot, 1, 2. Strike. The reason why you have to put in that second strike is because you want to end up on the staff on the same side. So you have to put in an extra strike. Pivot, 1, 2. Strike. Pivot, 1, 2. Strike. So that's a second variation of that first one. And the reason why I'm showing you that is because within the actual Sifu Kuo Lien Ying's Dalu, actually that move is in the form. And the form, when you do it the way that it's in the form, it's a little bit different. It looks like this. Here, and then there's a second strike in the form. It's a little more complicated when you do it that way, because now using a third principle of good Kung Fu, which is using off balance to initiate movement. And in the actual form, from here, instead of coming all the way to center for your balance and then pivoting, which you can do too, but you actually just remove the step. And that, when you remove that step, it gets you moving backwards immediately. And also, the foot, instead of just going back and forth, swings out in a circle. So this is the more advanced version of the same move. Again, one more time, I'm using off balance to initiate the power. And again, the staff is waiting for that power base to do the strike. So, going back to the simple one, from here, pivot, strike. Second variation was same thing, pivot, 1, 2. And the more advanced combination was all in one. Okay, I think one turn, I was going to teach another turn, but I think one is enough for each lesson. The next one we'll go into will again be out of the form in kind of a simpler version and an advanced version that's in the Dalu, the fixed form. Okay, thank you. I hope you're enjoying these staff lessons. It takes a little bit of a practice, and once you get the feel of it, you really start to enjoy it. I love the staff. It's one of my favorite weapons. Again, the key in the staff is to let the weight of the staff dictate the movement, and to be able to wait in your timing for the power base to generate the power for the swing of the staff. The staff should feel light in the hands, should be almost like very loose grip, and you should be able to feel the momentum of the stick as it's moving through space. If you don't, then you're trying to control it too much with your arm motion. That's not very good. So, hey, thank you very much.